Have you ever seen a family business where the dad is a genius, but the sons somehow mess everything up? Well, China had a very dramatic edition of that. Let's talk about Zhuge Liang, Sima Yi, and their very different family outcomes. Part 1. People think Sima Yi's case won because they stole the company. A lot of people today look at Chinese history and say, wow, the Sima family rose higher than Zhuge Liang's family because they seized the power and became emperors. Well, yes and no, because here's the part nobody pays attention to. When Sima Yi, the famous Wei dynasty general, died in 251 CE, his two sons were already grown men. Sima Shi was 43 years old, and Sima Zhao was 40 years old, which means these two had a full 40 years of how to stage a coup master classes from their father. Their whole childhood was, "Good morning, sons. Today we are studying, pretending to be loyal while secretly taking over the government." Sima Yi even arranged elite political marriages for them. And remember, before his famous coup at Gaoping Tombs, Sima Yi looked like the most loyal, obedient, humble official in the entire empire. He was a true wolf in sheep's clothing. So you'd think his sons would be unstoppable, right? Part 2. The apples that fell far from the tree. Here's the fun part. With all that training, the Sima brothers still managed to make a mess, especially Sima Zhao. Sima Zhao was a guy who basically ran the Wei Empire behind the scenes. People even commonly said, everyone knows Sima Zhao wants the throne. And they were not wrong. At one point, he even killed the emperor in public. So much for a subtle approach. It was such a massive move that it left huge problems for his descendants, and eventually helped bring down the Western Jin dynasty. So yeah, even after 40 years of private lessons from father, Sima Yi's sons managed to run his plans straight into the ground, and caused a wound so deep the dynasty would eventually fall. Part 3. Humble Beginnings. Now let's look at Zhuge Liang, the famous strategist from the Shu kingdom. When he died, his son Zhuge Zhan was only about 7 or 8 years old. It means he has no father to train him, no political license, no military experience, no chance to participate in the northern expeditions. And by the time he grew up, the whole Shu government was running out of talent. Basically, Zhuge Zhan was playing life on hard mode. And yet, even under all those disadvantages, nobody in the later Jin dynasty dared call him mediocre. Why? Because Zhuge Zhan inherited something else from his father, a moral backbone, loyalty, integrity, the part of Confucian values that people actually respected. The famous Eastern Jin writer Gan Bao once said, Zhuge Zhan was not as wise as his father, but in loyalty and filial piety, he inherited Zhuge Liang's spirit. In an age when loyalty was in short supply, praising someone for loyalty meant something. And Zhuge Zhan got that praise when without growing up with his father. Part 4. Living up to the legacy. Here's a takeaway. Both Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi were brilliant men, but brilliance is not genetic. And no matter how hard you try, you can't teach a fish to climb a tree. For Sima Yi's children, high IQ political plotting was their tree. Sima Yi spent 40 years teaching his sons how to seize power, and they still left enough disasters to sink a dynasty. Meanwhile, Zhuge Liang didn't even get to raise his son, and his kid still turned out well respectable. And history remembered that difference. Even today, If you meet someone surnamed 诸葛, you instantly think, oh, like 诸葛亮. But if you meet someone surnamed 司马, and you mention 司马懿, they might think you are insulting them, because 司马懿 still carries a cursed reputation.